Conquering all liars. Mastering the art of standing in your truth. Story time by T. Santoro. Hey there, question for you. Have you ever been professionally lied to and felt that uneasy twist in your gut when someone asked you something that sounded innocent but felt just a little off? If you ever ignored that knot in your stomach or second-guessed your gut feelings because you didn't want to seem rude or too dramatic and, God forbid, look too sensitive, then this story is for you. Relax, grab some popcorn, throw on your headphones, and enjoy this train ride through the Valley of Truth. It all began on a train headed west, nowhere fancy. Just one of those long, winding routes that slice through endless forests and sleepy towns. It was fall, the trees dressed in burnt oranges and golds. The windows fogged slightly, where the inside warmth met the crisp morning air. Jessica, calm in ways she never used to be, was nursing a cup of coffee that had definitely seen better days. Across from her sat Paul, her friend of 15 years, warm eyes, deep laugh, always carrying snacks he claimed were for sharing but rarely did. The train lurched. Jessica's coffee leapt out of the cup like it had someplace else to be, splashing directly onto her notebook. Seriously? She muttered, blotting it with the edge of her scarf. Paul didn't even blink. I warned you about that cup lid. You never listen after all these years. Come on, you do trust me, right? Jessica stopped dabbing. Her eyes narrowed. Wait a second. You did not just say that. Paul grinned. Say what? You trust me, right? She echoed mockingly. That's like one of the top 5 in the LIARS handbook? Oh no. Here we go, Paul said, reclining dramatically. I'm serious, she said. Anyone who demands trust instead of earning it is already lying to you. Where is this coming from? Jessica looked out the window. I was thinking about someone at work. He's charming, charismatic, and slippery. Every time something feels off, he flips it around like it's my fault for noticing. She shook her head. And just yesterday, he asked, why are you being so sensitive? After I pointed out a weird discrepancy in his report, Paul sat up. Sounds like that term I read about when people twist things to mold you into what they want. I think it's called gaslighting. Jessica let out a short laugh. Oof, that one's poison, she continued. It's not a real question. It's a stick of dynamite. It's not about understanding. It's about making me feel like I'm crazy for paying attention. Paul nodded. People hate it when you see through the cracks in their lies. The train rumbled into a tunnel. Lights flickered. Jessica continued. And the worst part is, I started questioning myself, wondering if I was too emotional. But then I remembered what Seneca said. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. That's what gaslighting does. It makes you suffer in imagination. The lights returned as the train emerged into the golden landscape again. Paul nodded. Tell me, what did you do? I started responding differently, Jessica said. Like when he said you're being sensitive. I looked him dead in the eye and said, I'm not being sensitive. I'm being observant. Are you uncomfortable with that? Wait, you said that? I did. And let me tell you. He stuttered so bad I thought he swallowed a bee. They both burst out laughing. Seriously though, Paul said. People like that. They want you to question your gut so they can get away with stuff. They use questions as weapons. Exactly, Jessica said. Loaded questions, misdirections. Like this one. Are you accusing me of something? Yes. The classic Jedi mind trick, Paul said. You become the bad guy just for noticing. I've started answering that one with, should I be? Oh, that's cold. It's clear, Jessica stated. Stoic clarity, not coldness. Big difference. The snack cart rattled past. Paul snagged a mustard-slathered hot dog. One enthusiastic bite later, the mustard took a nosedive onto his jeans. Brutal, Jessica said. My dignity is under attack, Paul muttered, dabbing with a napkin. Jessica sipped her cooled coffee. Another one they love is, would I ever lie to you? That one's sweet poison wrapped in a Hallmark card. Yup, They ask that because they know you're close to finding something out. Instead of answering, I throw it back. That's not the question. The question is, would I know if you did? Paul, eyebrows raised, said, Stop, that's diabolical. Effective, she said. People who manipulate hate being seen. They were quiet for a moment. The train slowed to a crawl, rolling past a lake so still it looked like glass. A bald eagle, trailed by its young, soared alongside the train, skimming just above the water's surface. Sometimes I do feel bad, Jessica said quietly. Like I've become too suspicious. Like I've lost the softness I used to have. Paul looked at her. You haven't lost anything. You've just stopped freely handing your kindness to people who had other intentions for it. She smiled. Thanks. Paul, eager to hear more, asked, Got any other Stoic comebacks in your arsenal? One more, Jessica said. When they say, can't we just move on from this? I reply, I'll move on when I understand what happened. Not before. Oh, they hate that, Paul said, while cracking open a granola bar. They do, because truth doesn't have a deadline. They rode in comfortable silence for a while, until their attention drifted to an old couple 2 rows up, bickering over crossword clues. Jessica flipped her notebook open again. Coffee stains and all. She began to write, her voice barely above a whisper as she spoke the words aloud while writing them. Liars don't just lie with words. They lie with feelings. They twist reality until you start to wonder if you're the crazy one. Paul leaned back, eyes steady. I've known you for 15 years, and I can tell you, you're not crazy. You're kind. Jessica smiled and nodded slowly. That's true. I'm not crazy. I'm just awake. And that's what makes me powerful now, not because I'm aware, but because I finally see things clearly. I respond with wisdom, not emotion, not defense, just the light of truth. The train whistle cried out long and low. As their town drifted into view, they began gathering their things. Jessica turned to Paul. I'm glad we had this talk. Paul, with his snack bag in hand, looked at her with crumbs on his chin. Me too. And for what it's worth, you remind me of a Stoic tuned in and Stoic sharp. Jessica smiled. Just real. Paul replied, You know it. The train doors opened with a hiss, and just before they stepped into the cool air, Jessica said softly, I no longer seek validation from others. I started trusting my own truth. See you in the stillness. If this story spoke to you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and remember to click the bell so you always hear a new story. And if you know someone who could use this message, share it with them. Because sometimes, a simple story is all it takes to spark something real.